Serena Williams won 23 Grand Slam singles titles. But there's another number nobody keeps. How many times did she have to swallow humiliation? How many times did she walk onto a court knowing thousands of people wanted her to lose? How many times did she have to choose between being the woman she wanted to become and the champion the world expected her to remain? Because Serena Williams didn't simply pay for greatness with endless hours of training. She paid for it with pieces of a normal life. And there was one moment near the end of her career when she finally faced a choice no trophy could solve. Stay until the end, because the decision Serena eventually made reveals something the record books never could, and it may completely change what you consider her greatest victory. Before Wimbledon, before the trophies, before millions knew her name, there were public tennis courts in Compton, California. Serena and her sister Venus trained under the guidance of their father, Richard Williams. Two young black girls entering a sport that historically hadn't seen many champions who looked like them. People doubted the family, mocked their ambitions, questioned their methods, but Serena kept hitting again, until the little girl from Compton wasn't asking permission to enter elite tennis anymore. She was coming to dominate it. But winning didn't make everything easier. In some ways, it made the pressure worse. Serena was judged differently. Her body was discussed. Her clothes were discussed. Her emotions were discussed. Her confidence was sometimes treated as arrogance. And there were moments when hostility moved beyond criticism. At Indian Wells in 2001, Serena and her family were subjected to an atmosphere she later described as deeply painful, including racist abuse. She stayed away from the tournament for more than a decade. Think about that. She was becoming one of the greatest athletes alive, while learning that being the best couldn't protect her from being wounded. But Serena kept returning to the court, and she kept winning, which created another trap. The more she achieved, the more people expected her never to stop. One Grand Slam became 10, 10 became 20, then 23. Suddenly, Serena wasn't simply playing opponents, she was playing history. Every tournament carried the same question. Will she win another? Every defeat became news. Every emotion became analysis. Every comeback had to prove something. But behind the athlete was a woman whose life was changing. And in 2017, Serena won the Australian Open while pregnant. Months later, she gave birth to her daughter, Olympia. The public saw the beautiful announcement. What followed was far more frightening. After giving birth, Serena experienced serious medical complications, including blood clots and pulmonary embolism. Suddenly, this wasn't about rankings, or trophies, or tennis. It was about survival and recovery. Her body had carried her through some of the most physically demanding matches in sport. Now she had to rebuild it. And then, she came back. Not because she had anything left to prove to the world. She had already built one of the greatest careers in sporting history. But champions spend their lives learning to keep going. Sometimes that strength becomes difficult to switch off. Serena returned to Grand Slam finals. She chased history again. Yet another question was quietly becoming impossible to ignore. How long do you keep sacrificing for greatness when greatness has already taken so much? For most athletes, retirement means deciding when to stop playing. For Serena, it meant something more personal. She wanted to grow her family, and she spoke openly about an inequality that haunted the decision. A male athlete could often pursue fatherhood without his body leaving competition. For Serena, motherhood had already required pregnancy, childbirth, recovery, and a brutal road back to elite sport. Now she faced the possibility of choosing again. Tennis had given her almost everything, but it couldn't give her more time. And eventually, Serena understood something extraordinary. Sometimes refusing to sacrifice one more thing is also an act of strength. Remember the decision I promised you at the beginning? In 2022, Serena announced that she was evolving away from tennis. She deliberately resisted the word retirement, because Serena Williams wasn't disappearing. She was choosing what came next: family, business, motherhood, a life whose value no longer needed to be measured by another trophy. And maybe that's why her final choice matters so much. For decades, greatness required Serena to keep asking, what am I willing to sacrifice to win? Eventually, she asked a different question. What am I no longer willing to sacrifice? That may be one of the strongest decisions she ever made. Serena didn't leave tennis because she couldn't compete. She left after changing the sport forever. After 23 Grand Slam singles titles, After becoming a symbol for millions who had once struggled to see themselves represented at the very top. And after proving something far bigger than whether she could win one more major. Her greatest victory may not have been knowing how to keep fighting. It may have been knowing when she had earned the right to choose something else. That's the price behind greatness the trophies never show. And perhaps, the moment Serena stopped paying it tells us more about her than any championship ever could. If this story changed the way you see Serena Williams, stay with us. Because on See Beyond the Spotlight, we uncover what fame, trophies, and headlines leave behind. And tell us in the comments, who should we uncover next? Your suggestion could become one of our next documentaries. Come back for the next hidden story. Because the world remembers what legends win. We want to know what it cost them to get there. Every legend has a story. We uncover the one the world rarely sees.